I have a new girlfriend who has an incredibly high libido, and I want to satisfy her. I have been able to get her to climax multiple times, but I'm worried it might still not be enough. She has mentioned using toys, but I'm afraid it could eventually lead to our normal sex life being focused on toys, which could lead to feelings of inadequacy. Am I off base? Story 1. You are off base. Sex toys are there to help you, not replace you. Your girlfriend is not going to stop wanting sex just because you use a vibrator sometimes. If that were the case, she would not have engaged in sexual activities in the first place. Story 2. I am not sure you understand what high libido means. Your fear of toys is also unfounded. I enjoy using toys with my partner because it is more efficient, fun, and experimental, but I am an older man. Story 3. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Story 4. High libido in a long-term relationship means you need to spice things up occasionally, or boredom may set in. Imagine marrying this girl or being with her for 10 years. It's essential to keep the relationship fresh. It's like agreeing to only eat together without anyone else, and she's simply asking if she can bring a bottle of mustard. Story 5. My ex had many toys, but it was always an aid, and she never fully enjoyed the toys by themselves. She enjoys the human element. The heat, the skin-to-skin contact, the breathing, and the intensity. In her words, there's no replacement for the real thing. Story 6. You eat chicken with sauce all the time. However, the sauce doesn't replace the chicken. Your uniqueness is what matters to her. Story 7. Yes, handcuffs, crops, vibrators, ropes, and dildos. Toys are not about inadequacy. They are about exploration in the bedroom. Encourage her to use a vibrator while engaging in oral intimacy. This experience will change your perspective on toys in the bedroom. Story 8. Toys are great. Embrace them. Sex is not a competition. It is adults having unstructured fun together as a team. Do whatever brings you both joy. Story 9. I have been married for 25 years and together for 27. I am HL, and she is LL, but the two drawers of my nightstand look like a catalog. I have never felt inadequate because a woman's libido changes for many reasons, and my only concern is helping her reach orgasm. Sometimes oral stimulation will get her there, and sometimes penetration, but rarely. I know there is always a guarantee of helping her achieve that with our selection of toys. Story 10. Sex toys can be enjoyable. I recommend a wand-style vibrator. You can prolong arousal and extend your sessions, leading to exciting experiences. Story 11. Here's what I did. Buy several of them, name them, use them often, and get a remote-controlled vibrator as well. Have fun with it. Story 12. Toys can be used with your own equipment. Usually, this means a small vibrator on the outside while you are on the inside. Story 13. I started buying my wife toys when I was away for work, so she could use them on herself while thinking of me. They soon became part of our intimate moments. It's one of the few ways I can enhance our experience alone. Story 14. She wants to use the toys with you, which shows how much your presence contributes to her feeling good. She could use a vibrator or a dildo alone to satisfy her needs, but she would prefer you to use them on her. Story 15. I gathered every supplement I could find outside of pharmaceuticals, stayed hydrated, and pushed through. I had to channel my younger self and hold on. I persevered for another 13 years, with 8 of those years married. Cut out pornography and focus on exercise. Aim for more sleep than you think you need and be grateful to be here. If she's interested in toys, then you can embrace that too. Story 16. You think you're really competing with a precision instrument scientifically designed to please her? Just have fun with it. As the other person said, let it complement you. Story 17. They are fantastic to use. It will enhance the entire experience. I feel like I want them for her just as much as she wants them for herself. Story 18. It's just another tool in your arsenal as a backup when needed. If her eyes are rolling in the back of her head multiple times, I doubt she will be responsive. They are lucky enough to experience multiple orgasms, so provide it to them if possible. Story 19. Yes, toys have been used. It's exciting to watch her have orgasms. She always says nothing is as good as the real thing, which makes me feel pretty good. Story 20. Don't worry about the toys. There will always be a significant difference between your use of toys with her and her use of toys independently. She will likely still want playtime, even if toys can be more effective. Story 21. As others have mentioned, it's not a replacement. It's about variety. Your response to this challenge is to embrace it. Focus on developing techniques, skills, and ways to create tension and mystery in the bedroom. She wants you to take the lead, not be overwhelmed by her desire. Consider yourself fortunate and rise to the occasion. You may want to work on your strength and cardiovascular fitness as well. As someone who, in my younger years, was highly engaged in sexual activities, it's enjoyable to pursue this path. I wish I had the confidence I possess now when I was younger. I would have been unstoppable. You may also want to practice retaining your semen, as this is important when engaging with someone with a high libido. I found the internal exercises by Stephen Chong to be beneficial in my own internal practice. It helped in many ways, particularly with sexual fitness, retention, and endurance. Story 22. Toys are the greatest thing since sliced bread. You wouldn't work on an engine without a proper set of tools, right? They make tasks easier, more relaxed, more fun, and overall provide a great experience. Don't be afraid of those tools. Have fun and enjoy working on the engine. Story 23. As a woman with a high libido, it's not just about climaxing. I don't care if I have 10 orgasms or none when I'm aroused. I just want to touch, tease, kiss, and be intimate. In fact, sometimes it's even better for your sex life and her satisfaction if you don't make her orgasm, but instead take advantage of how often she gets turned on throughout the day and tease her. Story 24. I'm a girl and wanted to share my perspective here. I sometimes find myself wanting to use toys with my partner but feel anxious about it because I don't want them to question their own feelings, as you might be doing right now. For me, the toys are in no way a means to replace my partner. If that were the case, I would use them on my own. It's just that sometimes I want to feel a vibration down there, and you cannot give that sensation with your body. Additionally, having someone else use the toy is incredible because you can be vulnerable and you can watch while you're both experiencing pleasure. Yes, the toy vibrates, but you're the one holding it and giving pleasure. I understand you could feel uneasy about it, but don't. It's really proof that she trusts you completely and wants to explore different kinds of pleasure with you. You can also learn about her body based on what she wants to use and wear, which is helpful for your future experiences. Hope this helps. Story 25. You are mistaken. She does not have the same refractory period as you. Support her in exploring her own desires. If approached correctly, she can reach a significant level of satisfaction on her own, and you can then engage with her intimately, providing comfort and connection. Story 26. I have a new girlfriend who has an incredibly high libido, and I want to satisfy her. Welcome to the club. It's fun but challenging. Stock the fridge with sports drinks and pick up a waterproof pet blanket from the store. I have been able to get her to climax multiple times, but I'm worried it's still not enough. Is she telling you it's not enough? Or is this your own insecurity talking? Have you had a conversation about this with your partner? You really should. She has mentioned using toys, but I'm afraid it could eventually lead to our normal sex life turning into one focused mostly on toys. If someone says they're hungry after dinner and would like a snack, do you fear you'll never eat dinner again? Or is it more likely you'll just have bigger dinners in the future? If your girlfriend wants more sex than you are able to provide, it's highly unlikely that she's suddenly going to want no sex just because you used a toy, which, in my mind, would lead to feelings of inadequacy. You've already got feelings of inadequacy. That's obvious. And it's largely because you're framing this as you versus the toy instead of you and the toy versus her needs. You're not competing with the toy. It's a team player. You can use it when you need a break, and when you're ready, you dive back in. It doesn't get a say in the matter either because it's an inanimate object. Being jealous of or worried about an inanimate object stealing your partner is all in your head. Unless it's something harmful, then you're just being realistic. Am I off base? Yes, pretty far. But excusably so. Society has made you feel this way, You're taught that you're the man and you should always be the sexual aggressor, and that if you can't satisfy, it's a negative reflection on you. Here to tell you, the game is rigged. Toys have no refractory period, and most positions require little effort from them. Any woman with an equal or greater libido than her partner is going to outpace him. The worst thing you can do for yourself, her, and your relationship in that situation is to get defensive or fragile about it or to shame her for having a high libido. It's completely fine and valid to tell someone, hey, I'm not in the mood right now, if you're just not feeling it. But if you're feeling up to it and want to make her happy, never feel like using a toy, your hands, or your mouth is a bad thing. Think about if you had a buddy who said, man, I wanted a lot more than my girlfriend. So whenever I'm in the mood but she's not, she'll help me out. You'd think that guy was the luckiest person in the world. So be that partner. Story 27. It seems my girlfriend's libido has been decreasing, but that does not mean toys aren't a useful tool. I want her to have a good time, whether she is with me or not, or somewhere in between. Story 28. I make a fantastic pot roast. It's tender, full of umami, and hits all the right notes of rich beefy goodness. My wife loves it. I don't know how to bake rosemary garlic bread, which my wife also enjoys. However, if she wants it and I buy it for her, she is happy and I receive credit for making her happy. Who cares who actually made the bread? My wife has no complaints about my performance in the bedroom, and I'm more than happy to use extra tools to make her happy in bed. It's a series of wins. Less cleanup for me. I get to see her enjoy herself. I don't have to exert as much energy. And our time together can last a lot longer when we want it to. It's a win-win situation. Story 29. The toys will not make her forget you. Relax, it will be memorable if you know how to use things to your advantage. Story 30. Toys are there to help you, not to make you feel less like a partner. My wife and I have discussed this. We have a normal sex life, but sometimes one of us needs a little extra. Toys serve this exact purpose, whether for solo or partnered play. I enjoy using toys because they allow me to understand my partner better, discover what excites them, and enhance our time together. Story 31. I love using toys in the bedroom. I can pleasure her while she's focused on me, allowing for a deeper connection. It's an opportunity to fully focus on her pleasure. You don't realize how much you miss when you're solely focused on your own pleasure. Using a toy to enhance her experience while watching and touching is incredible. You haven't truly experienced intimacy until you've taken her to the peak of ecstasy and then brought her to an exhilarating climax. Story 32. Using toys has improved our sex life. They are not meant to replace you. I understand the concern. Excessive pornography and masturbation can diminish men's desire for their partners. However, it's different for women and sex toys. Story 33. Sex toys can be a highly valued ally in the ongoing journey to achieve multiple intense orgasms. They are never the enemy. She may not remember the toy that caused her to forget her name, but she will remember the person who turned her on enough for that to happen. Story 34. Embrace the toys. I enjoy using toys in the bedroom. It's not about replacing you. It's about exploring new ways to enjoy each other. Don't be afraid to also bring in toys she can use on you. Story 35. Unite weary sit pet worm attractive by dinosaurs airport sand. Story 36. Sex toys are a useful tool. We're often taught that sex is solely about how long you can last with a partner, but that's not accurate. Toys can enhance the experience and provide more pleasure, which encourages your partner to engage with you more. Integrating toys into your intimate moments can be rewarding. Story 37. I had a girlfriend once who used sex as a coping mechanism. She had many personal issues and sought to engage in sexual experiences frequently. She was interested in using toys, having sex in public, and exploring threesomes. However, she did not desire intimacy. Once I realized this, it all made sense, and I knew it was time to leave that relationship. Story 38. I am the one with a high libido in our relationship and we still use toys. I have never felt inadequate, and she has never wanted to replace me with a toy. This is all in your head. Story 39. I have worked in the adult merchandise industry. The most successful couples I have encountered use toys, try different things, and are playful. It makes no sense not to have them. Start your collection today. Story 40. High libido girl here. I love intimacy and any chance I can, I'm eager to engage. I always wanted my partner. While toys can be enjoyable and help enhance pleasure, nothing compares to the real experience of physical connection. His hands, his body, his mouth. Toys can just add an extra level of excitement, and it's fun to share that experience with your partner too. Story 41. As a woman, I want to express that sex toys enhance the experience. Combining a sex toy with intimacy is pure bliss. Given the choice between self-pleasure and being intimate with my partner, I always choose intimacy. Using a sex toy expedites the experience, relieving the pressure of needing to reach climax quickly, and it intensifies the sensations. Story 42. I had a girlfriend like this. I spent a long time feeling inadequate and upset about the toys. Looking back, I wonder what I was thinking. I could have been spending time exploring and enjoying a woman's body while also satisfying myself. But instead, I worried and stressed that the toys meant I wasn't man enough. Story 43. Don't think like that. They are just devices. I felt upset when my ex became jealous of the sex toy I brought into the bedroom for us. He became insecure over a device whose sole purpose is for pleasure. There's nothing wrong with using toys. Story 44. Toys shouldn't be viewed as replacements but as enhancements. If she doesn't mind being on top, I highly recommend the Godmishi Grind Ring. They are based in the UK, and I ordered from them through their Etsy shop. I'm talking about intense pleasure with powerful spasms. Story 45. In our case, a vibrator is commonly used as the knockout punch. You shouldn't worry too much. There is no right or wrong way to have sex. If she is having fun and is satisfied, and you are having fun and satisfied, then you are good to go. Story 46. We use a variety of intimate products and engage in sexual activity frequently. It's important to communicate about our experiences. I asked if it affects my pleasure, and she replied that it enhances it because she feels more sensitive after the vibrations. Story 47. Love toys with my wife allow me to either play with her or watch her play, both of which are incredibly exciting. I can take a break or slow down when I need to. If you care about each other, it's all about enjoying and pleasing one another. Embrace creativity. It makes the experience fun in the bedroom. Story 48. Like someone else mentioned, they are not a replacement for you. They are a helpful tool to enhance pleasure. They can make your job much easier, especially if she has a high libido, which can be mentally exhausting otherwise. Using the toys properly is a skill, so it does not diminish your masculinity to use them. Story 49. You are off base. Toys just make things better, not worse. I enjoy using them with partners, and I believe they can really enhance your experience. The only time to be concerned is if she prefers to use them alone and not with you at all, especially if she does this even when you are present and interested. As long as you are part of the equation, everything is fine. Story 50. Toys are like adding toppings to ice cream. Ice cream is great by itself, but amazing with your favorite toppings. Story 51. We bought each other toys for fun. She reaches climax much faster with it during intimacy, so I usually bring it out for her. Interestingly, she seemed to get jealous of the toy she bought me. She became emotional and accused me of liking it more than our intimate moments. I used it only twice, and only at her suggestion. Rather than argue about something so trivial, I decided to dispose of it to resolve the situation. Story 52. No matter what in a relationship, you will always need to spice things up eventually, especially if you're in it for the long run. Playing the same routines repeatedly can lead to a lackluster bedroom. Toys can enhance the experience, not just for her but for you as well, and can extend playtime significantly, opening up new opportunities. It doesn't reflect inadequacy. It shows that you know how to have fun. Visit an adult store together and pick out items that both of you would enjoy. Story 53. Toys have been so much fun. Some days I just want him though. If his enthusiasm and purchase history are any indication, then he definitely enjoys them as well. It did take some trial and error before finding products comfortably compatible with my body. I enjoy vibrational, clitoral stimulation. A couple of weeks with a set of training plugs took me from a hard no on anal to just a few seconds of preparation, and I'm open to it anytime. Most recently, we've discovered that using a smaller, vibrating product in my body while he participates feels amazing for both of us. It feels even better if I also have a plug-in. Toys are our friends. Story 54. I have been married for 20 years, and I cannot imagine not using toys. I have more than just body parts. I have a toolbox. Story 55. My husband and I use a vibrator every time we have sex. It's there to help, not replace. I promise I have never wanted my man any less because we use a vibrator. Absolutely nothing can ever replace the feeling of him inside me. The vibrator just makes it easier for me to reach orgasm. Story 56. I have used sex toys with some of my past girlfriends. As long as we are both having a good time, there are no issues. If she really cares and wants to be with you, toys will only enhance the experience. Story 57. I know you asked for men's advice, but I think my perspective may help. My husband referred to my vibrator as his assistant and would use it in between rounds or when he was tired or just for something different. I am now a widow and only have the vibrator. It is better than nothing, but absolutely not as good as a real person. It will never replace you. Use it as a warm-up occasionally, maybe for the first orgasm before penetration, and she will be more ready to enjoy penetration. Story 58. Every girl needs one. It's essential. I would struggle without mine. I feel incredibly happy because I experience pleasure regularly. Mine helps me stay balanced. Story 59. I have really enjoyed reading this thread. I wanted to share my perspective as a bisexual assigned female at birth person. When I'm with a woman, neither of us have a penis that came with the original packaging. Using toys, whether they are dildos or vibrators, does not diminish the connection we share. It simply adds a different kind of fun, variety, intimacy, and excitement. It remains incredibly intense and wonderful when it is just the two of us and our natural bodies. Story 60. Look at it this way. Do you feel inadequate because you have to drive instead of walk? People have always made tools to make life easier. Unless you're going to start using medication every time she's in the mood, toys are a good alternative. Besides, as long as you're there encouraging her and she's enjoying herself, I don't think she'll mind you using toys. Story 61. Every woman I date, I want to ensure she enjoys herself as much as possible. I buy toys, use my hands, fingers, and provide massages. Everything possible to enhance her experience. Story 62. The love of my life, whom I met on Bumble after years of trying, uses a small vibrator to reach climax. I've been told that my size is large and effective. This surprised me initially. It turns out that it has nothing to do with size or technique, but rather how your partner feels during intimacy. She doesn't need it. She needs me. However, she prefers it to enhance the experience and enjoyment of sex. Keep pursuing it, my friend. Story 63. These toys are just tools, not replacements. They are there to enhance intimacy, not replace you as a partner. Incorporating toys into certain types of play was a positive game changer. Story 64. I am a tradesman with a truck full of tools that make my job easier, better, and reduce wear and tear on my body. They do not make me feel like any less of a tradesman. The same goes for personal items. They are tools that enable you to be the best partner in bed that your partner desires. Story 65. My ex and I use toys regularly, but not every time. My record for making her climax without toys was 11 times, while with toys it was 19 before she begged me to stop. Toys are simply another tool to enhance pleasure. Story 66. As a girl with a high libido, toys can enhance both your and her experiences but will never replace you. If they could replace you, she would not have sought you out. We have access to all the toys in the world, but it's much more enjoyable with someone else there. I hope this helps. Story 67. Toys aren't going to steal your girlfriend away from you. Most women enjoy it when toys are used in combination with traditional intimacy. You see them as the enemy when you should really be thinking of them as a friend, especially a nice vibrator. Story 68. Improve your skills in oral pleasure. You'll know you are doing well if you notice a mess afterward. Position her at the edge of the bed so she is at face level while you kneel beside the bed. This will help prevent neck strain. Use your fingers or a toy for additional internal stimulation. Experiment with establishing a rhythm to enhance her orgasms, allowing multiple to build on one another. Your aim should be to leave her with shaking legs from several consecutive orgasms. You can also try to join in during one of those moments for added pleasure. Story 69. You are mistaken. Sex toys are meant to enhance the enjoyment of intimacy, and there is absolutely nothing to feel insecure about. There is nothing wrong with using a toy every time, especially if it makes her feel great. Put your confidence on and satisfy her, and she will likely return the favor. Story 70. Hi, higher sex drive girlfriend here. First and foremost, if you have made your new girlfriend finish multiple times, you have nothing to be self-conscious about. I am someone who doesn't normally finish during sex, so if you've done that without any toys, that's a great thing. Second, toys are not competition and definitely not your replacement. Start with just a vibrator. Have sex while she uses it on her clitoris. That will elevate her orgasms to an even better level, and it's still a moment between you two. You can also use it on her, tie her up, and bring her to the edge of orgasm or make it fun by stopping just before. Think of it in a way that isn't intimidating, but rather something exciting that your partner enjoys, allowing you to engage with her because she's fun in the bedroom. Then you can explore other options for both of you. Consider cock rings, nipple clamps, sleeves, whips, blindfolds, bondage, and anal toys. Discuss what you both want to try, and frame it as we try new things together, instead of my girlfriend needs toys. My boyfriend and I have a shared list where we add items we want to explore. That way, you can see what your partner is interested in. There's no judgment if you don't want to say it aloud, and you can surprise each other with something they added. It sounds like you have a wonderful partner who is open to exploring new experiences with you. Don't feel insecure about her requests. Feel happy that she wants to expand your sexual connection. Story 71. Not a girlfriend, but we've dated in the past. Her words resonate with other girls I've asked this question, and the answer is that toys are nice, but you want the real thing now and again. It's like a fleshlight versus the real thing. Story 72. I have a high libido wife, and toys are my friends. A high libido is one of the most challenging high-maintenance woman traits. Story 73. Don't be afraid of toys. They are very enjoyable. Get some for yourself as well. I bet she will be excited to use them with you. Story 74. I was in a 4-year relationship with a woman like that. She always wanted various toys, but the only one she used almost all the time was a vibrator. She had become so desensitized from using it that she was the only partner I have ever been with who couldn't reach orgasm without it. It was excessively used. Story 75. Toys are great fun. Embrace them. Don't be intimidated by them. You can't vibrate, and just note that neither can she, and that feels good for you too. Toys will spice things up, and when she wants to play with them, you get to have intimate moments. Just think of them as an extension of yourself, not as competition. Story 76. You sound young and inexperienced. Incorporate toys if she is interested, as a bonus. Story 77. Don't worry about it, mate. Toys are your friend, not your competition. If she wanted only the toys, she could have done that without the boyfriend. Story 78. Use toys as they can enhance playtime. Toys are beneficial even if you are fully capable of engaging without them. Story 79. Yes, you are mistaken. The simple truth is that the connection and climax are different with real people. It has been explained to me that my body feels much better than a cold object. Confidence is essential here. I use objects quite often with partners. As with all things, communication is important. Story 80. Time to go shopping with her at the toy store. I'm partial to the remote-controlled toys. Have her try it on and go shopping for a new dress. Story 81. Make it an adventure for both of you. I bought my wife many toys, and we use them together. If the mood strikes, I'm fine with her using them alone. Why restrict it? What would that possibly gain anyone? Story 82. Is there something wrong with a senior citizen still having a high sex drive? I am an attractive woman who still has a high sex drive, but my significant other complains he can't keep up. Is there something wrong with me for being this way? Story 83. Use this as a way to spend more time together outside of intimacy as well. Visit an adult store to explore the toys and enjoyable items you can purchase and try together. It is a great bonding experience both in and out of intimacy. Story 84. My girlfriend has a very high libido. She says I may be the only guy who can keep up with her. She has toys which are only a supplement, not a replacement. Story 85. Toys will not replace you, so put that thought to rest. They will simply save your wrists and jaw from developing carpal tunnel syndrome while trying to keep this person satisfied. Story 86. As a girlfriend with a high libido who has frequently used toys, it's not always the same in our sex life. However, every woman is different. Story 87. Sex toys, like any tools, serve specific purposes. A knowledgeable person understands that there is a suitable tool for each task. Sometimes, multiple tools can achieve the desired outcome, allowing you both to choose the most appropriate one for each situation. Additionally, you can explore different areas with these toys due to your greater freedom of movement. If she discovers something she particularly enjoys, she will likely ask you to replicate that experience. In essence, toys are your allies, not your rivals. Story 88. Toys aren't dynamic enough to replace you. You're more than likely fine. If it's not a match based on this, then it's not a match. It wouldn't be a reflection on you or her. Some people are happy with one option. Some people need more. Libido and sexual needs are individual to everyone. It's no different than one person being an introvert and another being an extrovert. If you start overthinking this, it will only make things worse if you're determined to stay with her. Just try to stick it out, and if it becomes an issue, let it go. The worst thing to do is to internalize perceived sexual issues as proof of inadequacy. Story 89. I feel that using toys in bed has really made playtime a lot of fun for my partner and me. I highly recommend bringing them into the bedroom. Story 90. Does it bother you if she uses her hand? A vibrator simply makes that part easier. Many women cannot achieve orgasm from penetration alone. We are all different. Some women have a clitoris positioned closer to the vagina, which allows for orgasm during penetrative sex, while others require additional stimulation. No, it will not cause insensitivity. One would have to be excessively reliant on such devices to reach that point, and if she is not a professional adult film performer, she is unlikely to experience that. It will not replace you. There is no substitute for you or the emotional connection you both share. Even if you do not engage in penetrative sex together and just use toys occasionally, it is still about having fun together. If you enjoy manual stimulation and oral sex, so does she. If you are still feeling apprehensive, you might consider starting with a vibrating ring. Story 91. Makes your sex life more fun, interesting, and adventurous. Like discovering a new flavor or ingredient. It doesn't make you dislike the ones you already knew. It just adds more to enjoy, and you keep cycling through all the flavors. Story 92. Massage guns and vibrators can be very effective. I don't feel the need to add another option, as it can sometimes be uncomfortable for her. I am not sure if it affects me differently, but a massage gun is likely to enhance the experience if you know how to use it properly. Story 93. What we did was silly fun, but it wasn't me getting replaced. Story 94. Connection is more important than sex. I can satisfy myself, but I can't have your arms wrapped around me to hold me. Story 95. I have a Sibian. She loved to ride it. We are no longer together, so if anyone wants a major libido treatment, just let me know. Story 96. Although I have a website with helpful articles, I will not share the link. Can assist you in making informed decisions. Story 97. Sex toys are tools. They are your friends in the bedroom. Think of it that way. The goal is to have fun and provide pleasure to your partner, and sex toys make it more enjoyable. In the end, you both experience happiness and satisfaction. Story 98. Think of it this way. You can mine for cobblestone or wood by hand in Minecraft, but it's much faster when you use tools, especially high-quality ones. Right? Find the diamond pickaxe that your character needs so you can mine efficiently. Story 99. You don't need toys. You need better, straightforward conversations and be prepared for them to slightly hurt your feelings. That's called growth. Story 100. Personally, I wouldn't have the patience for it. Engage in self-pleasure like a normal person. I'm not seeking anything unusual for regular sex. I prefer to do it once a day. Story 101. My late wife and I used toys on each other frequently, which enhanced our intimacy without any drawbacks. However, it's important to have an open conversation about it. My ex and I openly discussed our bisexuality and continued to communicate openly. Story 102. The fact that your girlfriend has a high libido is fantastic. It's a blessing. Use it to have some fun. The toys are like tools and you are the handyman. Many guys would love to be in your position. Story 103. I used to use it all the time with my ex. We just grew apart, but we started using them about 3 months in. My partner could perform well, but he was working overtime with double shifts. When I took out the magic wand, she was very satisfied, and I enjoyed it too. The vibrations can help maintain arousal even after reaching climax. Story 104. I put on the vibrating ring, and she goes crazy. It's positioned perfectly, and she's enjoying every moment. Story 105. When I use toys with partners, I use them to help enhance their pleasure and achieve orgasm multiple times. I can only do so much with my body, and they still want to feel intimacy and the real connection. However, sometimes they need more intense or prolonged stimulation to feel completely satisfied. I am happy to help them reach their desires. Story 106. Toys can enhance the experience, especially when used with your own equipment. Most women agree that while toys are enjoyable, nothing compares to a real penis. As long as you know how to use yours and maintain a good intimate connection, you should have no worries. Story 107. I will use any toy except for a sleeve. If she needs me to wear a sleeve to be satisfied, then we are finished. Story 108. I think you have enough toys. You have 2 hands, 10 fingers, and a tongue in addition to the main thing. You can experience multiple orgasms with your fingers and tongue before penetration. This will definitely improve the situation. Story 109. You are off base. Try having intimate relationships for decades. You will get bored and want something else to make it interesting. In reality, who cares if she likes toys? Do you enjoy yourself? Great. Does she enjoy herself? Yes. Wonderful. Don't let yourself defeat you. Know what I mean? Enjoy the richness life has to offer and don't pigeonhole yourself. What is a normal sex life anyway? Does a pastor tell you what is normal? Do you like different experiences? Is that normal? Because you have something that can provide a whole lot of pleasure when stimulated. Isn't that the goal? Anyway, enjoy your normal sex. I am sure it is mind-blowing for you, at least. Story 110. I have to say you are completely off base. Are you afraid your sex life is going to become mostly self-pleasure? It might if you decide that toys are too much of a risk. There are many techniques that you can use to bring your partner to climax, but her body is not your own, and you don't know what it feels like. If she is suggesting toys, it isn't because she doesn't feel good with you, but because you aren't hitting the right spots, the right frequency, or you aren't keeping her in the right mindset for consistent multiple orgasms. Additionally, she likes you. Many women will avoid suggesting toys because they fear negative responses from men, and based on a lot of men's reactions, they have every reason to feel that way. Her approaching you with this means she has some level of comfort with you. The best thing you can do is take the time to learn about what type of toys she likes and how she likes to use them. If you genuinely like her and want to give her pleasure, then take the initiative and enjoy experimenting with her. If she is interested in trying new toys or experiences, take an interest in those as well. You never know when something you hadn't considered will turn out to be enjoyable. Being open about using toys is also a good way to discuss things you might want to try together. Not everything will receive a positive response, and it's important to accept that and remember that no means no, so don't pressure her. Being open to trying new things and communicating effectively about what you both want to explore will provide you with far more opportunities to experience things that others may never will. It will also lead to a more fulfilling sex life. Story 111. Sex toys are meant to be enjoyed together. They are adult toys. To put it simply, they are amazing. Why would I care if my partner enjoys her toys? I wouldn't expect her to have an issue with me doing the same. It is not a problem. It is actually a net benefit. Some people just need to overcome the unnecessary caution that arises from public conversation. It is private for a reason. Have fun with them. Seriously, no one cares. Story 112. Yes, I have. Here's how I see it. I know some lesbians who are extremely happy in bed, and it's often mutual for the couples I know. I aspire to leave my partners as satisfied as some lesbians I know do. I don't mind using the same methods they do. Along the way, I've always been welcome to enjoy myself in almost any way I want. Women I have treated this way are generally more eager to provide oral pleasure or engage in quick encounters than men who didn't give them full satisfaction as regularly. The straight and bisexual women I have tried this with appreciate the fact that I am a man. So, the way I see it, I offer the best of both worlds for a partner who is into men. I am a man, which they are attracted to, and I still engage in lots of stereotypical practices associated with heterosexual men. Additionally, I do a lot of things that some lesbians do. I take this attitude towards more than just toys. I can't speak for all lesbians, but some I know engage in different practices. Emotional labor and active listening come to mind. Statistically, lesbians have many more orgasms than heterosexual couples, especially during the first 3 encounters with a new partner. I don't feel inadequate at all after 2 decades of living this way. Most women I've been with, I have fisted, and I have also brought them to climax using just a fingertip. This has helped alleviate my insecurities about my sexual adequacy. Your experience may differ, but personally, blowing my partner's mind in bed is a significant ego boost. Story 113. Stop being unusual. Get her a magic wand. It's a great addition. A womanizer or satisfier is also often very popular. Some women seem to enjoy the rose toy, but I cannot vouch for it. Sex toys are wonderful. Story 114. When I see comments like this, it always makes me wonder if women consider whether they should cut off a man's hand so he cannot achieve climax without their vagina. This is a ridiculous question from the original poster, but sadly, it reflects a widespread sentiment. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.